In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to use transformations for exponential functions, and it's going to be very similar to what we did earlier when we transformed functions and also reflected them. So for this first one, we have the graph of f of x, which is 1/2 to the x power. The first transformation we're going to look at is g of x, which is 1/2 to the x plus first power, and we want to sketch this graph. So if you remember from before, we kind of have to take a look at the outside and the inside of the function. In this case, the outside would be whatever's done outside of this base, and then the inside would be whatever is done to the exponent up here. In this case, since we're adding 1 to the exponent, we're looking at something that's going to be done left and right. And remember, when the addition is on the inside, we do the opposite of what you would expect. So since we're adding 1 to x, it's going to cause this graph to move to the left 1 unit. So just to give you an idea, here's what the graph of f of x looks like, 1/2 to the x power. Now let's go ahead and put in, along with that, we'll put in 1/2 to the x plus 1 power. And as you can see, it's the same graph, only shifted 1 to the left. Now if you look at this function, h of x, we're taking our original function 1/2 to the x power, and since the negative is on the inside of the function, it's going to flip it across the y-axis, or horizontally. So if we take a look at the graph, let's get rid of our previous function. We'll put 0.5 to the negative x power and go ahead and graph it. As you can see, here's our original f of x, and 1/2 to the negative x power is mirrored across the y-axis. And finally, in this last example, we are toying with the base of the function. So we have -2 multiplied by the whole function, 1/2 to the x power, and this is going to be j of x. Now that the negative is on the outside, it'll be flipped over the x-axis vertically rather than how it was last time, horizontally. And also, that 2 is going to go ahead and expand it vertically, since it's on the outside and it's a number greater than 1. That's going to cause a vertical expansion. So let's go ahead and bring up the calculator, clear out our other function, and put in -2 times 1/2 to the x power. And when we graph that, as you can see, it's a little hard to tell that it's expanded vertically, but you can definitely tell that it's increasing a little faster than the old function, and obviously it's also flipped over the x-axis. So here's an example for you to look at. We have f of x equal to 3 to the x power, and you want to figure out what p of x would be when it's 3 taken to the x minus 1 power. And here are your choices, so go ahead and take a look at those and see if you can figure out which one it would be.